comment, because the scriptures say that if it were possible to deceive the very elect, Esau might wonder and think like, I've done this to this dude. I've done this to this servant. He's claiming to be a prophet of the one true God who they call Yahweh. Mr. CIA agent, Mr. Man in Black. They can be saying these things and doing these things. Esau can't comprehend that there is a God that creates everything, man, that makes everything. How far is it of the realm of reality for the Lord to put a spirit in this one individual, in this small amount of individuals that are going to be the prophets, the elect, the hopeful elect, whoever they are, to not give a shit about what this world can offer. And let's say Esau was to come to you and to offer you here 1 million for you to stop teaching this word, and we'll send this 1 million right directly into your bank account. First off, that ain't gonna happen because Esau is a racist and he's not gonna want to see a nigga, a wetback, a speck, Uncle Tomahawk having that amount of money. First off, so I don't see Esau doing that. But let's say if Esau was to do that, let's say he was to say that and do that. Going back to the main point. Here's the main point, Salakia. Yeah, let's say Esau was to do that. In his mind, he wouldn't. His mind, he can't comprehend why you wouldn't accept that. Look, bro, it's not far from the realm of reality. Once again, for the Lord to put a spirit in this individual to do this. The Lord to put the spirit in this person to do this. It just won't happen. And it's not going to happen, man. And let's say let's say there was individuals that would accept that money. If you were of the elect, right? If you are of the elect, exception for High Priest Ariah, right? So we know High Priest Ariah took the bag and he sold out. He's the only one exception out of all the elect. That's just my own personal opinion. But look at this, man. And even he's going to wake up and come back out of that. We believe that. We preach that. And shout out to the apostles that been taught us that, man. But all that will happen, bro, is you're still gonna be in Babylon. You're still gonna be in America. All your people are still gonna be in the bottom. They're still gonna be peasants. They're still gonna be cursed in the curses. They're still gonna be bugged out in their minds, dyeing their hair blue, red, whatever weird other color they're gonna dye their hair. More face piercings and more wicked ass tattoos. They keep being bugged out doing those reprobate things that are against the law, committing adultery. Jake's mind's still not gonna be on point. Money cannot solve your problems. This wise man once said, I wish I can leave my children a legacy. All I'm gonna be able to leave them is my money. Now your legacy, he said, what his legacy is everything he knows. He said they won't get their money till they're 33. And even I was stupid when I was 33. I didn't know shit. All I'm going to leave them is an inheritance, not a legacy. Guess what? Yahweh Shemeshai, we don't have to have all that money and fame in this side. Because Yahweh Shemeshai, hey man, he's going to leave us his legacy, man. How badass is that? Your father can only leave you physical money. They can't leave you your knowledge. If you had this truth and this knowledge that's complete, and if your father were to leave you that would be way more badass than any amount of money. Yahweh is going to leave us his knowledge, his legacy, the scriptures, the commandments, because there's no other commandments that's greater than those. And he's going to leave us infinite times amount of wealth on top of that, man. I'm talking about above the wealth Solomon even had. And Solomon was till this day is still the richest man who's ever lived. 666 tons of gold for 30 plus years. When he built that temple, he was already on his 10th year of being the king of Israel. After that, he was getting 666 tons of gold for the next years, and he ruled 40 years. You do the math. That's 30 years straight getting 66 tons of gold. Now, when you do the math on that, last time I checked, and I could be wrong, 666 tons of gold is about hundreds of trillions of dollars. And I could be wrong on that. Maybe Solomon, maybe Musa Mansa was the richest man on earth. I don't know. Maybe these Rothschilds had more money than Solomon back then. I could be wrong on that, but that's just my opinion. I believe that. But he was getting 666 tons of gold, and that wasn't just for 1 year. That's my argument. So I believe that. All right, so, hey man, don't accept that money, brothers. All that amount of money is nothing. It's worthless. Those that have money and end up getting up there, and then they accept that money, guess what? They end up regretting it. Why? Because they find out that they are not really free. Yeah, they might have more money, but they're not free. And then they become, and if they actually have a conscience, keyword, if they actually have a conscience, they'll wake up to that quickly, and they eventually just become more depressed and sad to the point they end up taking their own life, coming on drugs, poor and insignificant, because they will smear campaign that individual. And yeah, man. And a lot of times they're stupid and they go back to that and apologize, and they get that money back and even more, like Kanye West. That whole ass nigga. Because niggas like that, niggas like Kanye, you want to have that money, you want to be like Kanye, you want to be like Yeezy, like Tupac, you want to be like Jay-Z, then Jehovah, and his wicked ass witch wife and witch daughter, future witch ass daughter, those sorcerers, witchcrafters. You want to be like that? Have no conscience. Have no conscience and don't understand what you're worshiping, and don't understand your true purpose and what the future holds, and go and sell out, and you'll have that money. And I'll quote a scripture, because I didn't even bring out a scripture, so like I'm just speaking. Yahweh Shah said, "He who gains the road," what is it if a man gain the road yet lose his soul? And it's spiritual. Actually, now that I think about it, Spirit just reminded me that of what I read yesterday. I read about how I read that account of Matthew. It's Matthew 3rd chapter or 2nd chapter, where Yahweh Shah, it's a very short passage, like it's in the beginning of Matthew 2 or 3, first 10 verses, where Yahweh Shah went in the wilderness to fast 40 days. And the first time Satan tempted him, he told him to turn these bread to stone. And he said, man shall not live off bread alone, but off every word of God. And then Satan showed him the whole road and told him, or actually the second time I think Satan told him, fall off this mountain. And the Lord was sending an angel, because the Lord was sending an angel to come and save you. And what the Yahweh said, tempt not the Lord. Third time, Satan showed him the whole road, and he showed him all the kingdoms, and he told him, all these kingdoms I'll give to thee, just bow it to me. Now you can argue, and this ain't to discredit Yahweh in any means, but I'm sure if he was here, he would agree with me. I'm saying this in all humility, because I'm nowhere near Yahweh's level, but he would agree with me. That was not of Yahweh's own strength. That was still of Yahweh's strength, his Father's strength. And anyone who disagrees with that, you got to re-examine the scriptures in your minds. That was of the Father, man. So and you got to think about it. For him to have that strength to go that long without eating, to not lose his patience, not lose his battles. And at the same time, along with all that, the Lord will not give us more than what we can bear. And that's in itself is a shield and a protection from the higher power, Yahweh, whose name is Yahweh, whose name is the name of whose name he claims is dreadful among the heathen, and it is dreadful among the heathen. So when I had Satan coming to me as well, and these demons coming to me as well, and telling me, "Oh, you look at all this hell you're catching, giving me all this hell, giving me all that," wondering why I'm still here. Sometimes they might just know I'm not gonna still, and they just want me to simply take my life, and I don't take my life. You know why? It's because of how Hashem Yahshua is with me, man. And I'm gonna keep speaking these motivational messages. I'm gonna keep speaking these speeches, man, because it's of the truth, man. It's of the fire that's within me, man. What did Isaiah say about the fire? The fire was so heavy in him that it heated his bones. He had to speak it. So guess what, man? It's not of our own will, because this is of the Father's higher purpose, man. That's why we're able to go through all this and still praise the name, man. And then along with all that, the Lord shows mercy. The Lord shows mercy, and his mercy is what is able to also strengthen us as well. Because you can't always just be going through hell, man. So hopefully it's edifying. Just did a quick rant. Just felt the Spirit hit me. And don't have the Bible around me, so it's like for the script, not bringing out the scriptures, but it's just something I had to record real quick, real fast, and the Lord willing, it's edifying for you, hopefully elect. Because I just felt Satan attacking me, and it made me to get more on fire. With bringing out scriptures, man, I even had to. I was in the kitchen and I even had to bow. I even had to get on my knees just to praise Yahweh Shai for out aloud for a quick second. I told Yahweh Shai, man, he is amazing, man. He's great, and that his Father loves him, man. And that he should also still remember to be happy and proud of that, man, because he did something great, man. It's definitely gonna be fulfilled soon. So with that, man, Shalom. Hopefully this is edifying and a bar. Shalom to Yahweh, man. He's great. And to Yahweh, man, hey, man, your mission is accomplished, man. It's done. To be honest, in another road, we're already in the kingdom. Esau's going down, and I kept cursing Esau out too, man. And bar, man. This is love, man. Shalom.